In this Diablo 4 video, we're going to be taking a look at the new unique rings that were added to the game today with the latest Diablo 4 patch 1.2.2. It's been some time since we've done some Diablo 4 footage, but now that the other games from this summer are starting to slow down, we'll probably be doing a little bit more of this. Don't worry though, we will still have Baldur's Gate 3 coverage and some other games coverage, including Elden Ring coming soon. So each of these 5 rings is based on a Malignant Heart effect from Season 1, Season of Malignant, if you remember that season. For those of you who don't know what that is, Malignant Hearts were a selection of legendary effects that you could slot into special jewelry sockets during Season 1. There are 8 choices of hearts from 4 types of Malignant Heart, and they are as follows: Vicious, which was aggressive, Brutal, which was defensive, Devious, which was utility, and Wrathful, which was the strongest type. The new 5 Malignant Rings take 5 choices of hearts from Vicious, Brutal, and Devious types, but don't include any Wrathful, so there will unfortunately be no insanely broken Barber unique ring for now. You'll be able to get these rings from the Echo of Varshan boss in World Tiers 3 and 4, which is a boss that you can only fight after gathering Malignant Body Parts and a Malignant Heart if you're in World Tier 4, from Grotesque Debitors and Grim Favors. You can summon him in Varshan's area beneath the Tree of Whispers. The 5 Malignant Hearts from Season 1 that were chosen to model these rings after are Rasha for the Sorcerer, which increased your overall damage for each unique element you damaged with, Trickery for the Rogue, which spawned a decoy whenever you used a subterfuge skill that taunts enemies and explodes after a few seconds, Inexorable for the Druid, which pulled up to 50 enemies towards you while an ultimate was active, Focused Rage for the Barbarian, which increased crit chance for non-basic skills after spending some fury, and the Sacrilegious for the Necromancer, which automatically activated equipped corpse skills every second when near a corpse. However, in Season 2, these effects on rings have more to offer, and they all have small tweaks and changes to the original Malignant Heart effects, so there are some differences. For the Sorcerers, Rasha's ring still has the effect of stacking bonus damage for each unique element you damaged with, but now deals a little bit of extra damage per stack from elemental damage, 3%, and the duration of the buff lasts less time, 4 seconds. The duration nerf doesn't really matter though, since you rarely stop attacking for 4 seconds, and since any elemental damage refreshes all previous bonuses, you just need to use 2 different elements and then spam another element at least once every 4 seconds to keep the buff going forever. This is a 45% overall damage boost with 3 stacks and a max roll, which is ridiculous and probably makes this ring a must for nearly all Sorcerer builds in the future. Moving on to Rogue's Writhing Band of Trickery ring, the basic effect is still the same with the taunting decoy spawning after a subterfuge skill is used, but now the decoy trap explodes faster and can only be activated once every 12 seconds as opposed to the 5 seconds from Season 1. You can pair this ring with the aspect of Quickening Fog or Escape Artist aspect to automatically drop smoke bombs that count as subterfuge skills, which in turn will activate the decoy trap. This ring isn't terrible, although it's definitely not a must-have like Rasha's ring. You can pair this with any subterfuge build to get a free pull into a group of enemies once every 12 seconds, which is helpful, but it's not enough to be a game changer with regards to your overall damage output, especially when the clone itself only deals about 8,000 shadow damage once it explodes. Next for the Druids, Airidah's Inexorable Will Ring changed quite a bit from the Malignant Heart effect. It will now pull all distant enemies after casting an ultimate skill and for 5 seconds afterwards, and additionally deal physical damage with its pull that will scale based off your willpower. This works really well with pulverized builds that use the Grizzly Rage ultimate to AoE all of the pulled in enemies, and could also work with Petrify in order to stun all the enemies as they get pulled in so they can't fight back. You can also build around spamming this ring effect by getting lots of ultimate cooldown reduction from the new vampire powers or just affixes on your gear. Overall, this ring seems pretty good for pulverized builds and maybe some other niche builds, but it isn't exactly a must-have. Moving on to the Barbarian's Ring of Red Furor, it has also been tweaked considerably from the original Malignant Heart effect of Season 1. After you spend 100 Fury in 3 seconds, your next cast of either Hammer of the Ancients, Upheaval, or Deathblow will be a guaranteed critical strike with 10 to 30% bonus critical damage. So now it guarantees a critical strike on top of extra critical damage, but only works on 3 skills as opposed to all non-basic skills. There's not much to say about this ring, it's just a really good damage boost for any Barbarian build that uses any of these 3 skills. Barbarians are already really strong this season with their 50 million damage one-shot builds with these skills, so this ring is a massive damage boost to an already really strong Barbarian meta this season. Lastly, the Necromancer's Ring of the Sacrilegious Soul. This ring will automatically activate the corpses you walk by with any of your equipped skills, Raise Skeleton every 2 to 1 seconds, Corpse Explosion every 2 to 1 seconds, and Corpse Tendrils every 16 to 8 seconds. There is no longer any reduced damage on the ability's cast, which is a big change from the Malignant Heart of Season 1. This ring basically allows Necromancers to throw away their keyboard and just move around with their mouse. It is ridiculously good for any build revolving around corpses and bonuses stemming from them, and for a cherry on top, it has one of the highest lucky hit chance affixes in the game, going up to 20% on max roll and max upgrade, making it another must-have like the tall Rasha ring. So that wraps up our video about the 5 unique rings that just came to Season 2 today. I would love to hear from you guys. Are you guys playing Season 2? It seems like Season 2 is a much better season than Season 1 so far. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.